possibility Sega will finally be releasing a Dreamcast 2. There's been a few reports and a few articles written that's gave some people some hope. It's been years and years, but like this is one article right here talking about a super game coming out for $800 million. Like right now it's still rumors and not a whole lot of news has came out. Just a few little tidbits gave people some hope. And right here, this shows you how popular Dreamcast actually was. It's not just nostalgia, it was extremely popular at the time.
We knew the Dreamcast was a tremendously successful launch when retailers started calling us in week 2 and 3 saying, we're out of stock, we're out of stock, we have to have more hardware, we have to have hardware, people are banging down our door.
But the huge problem for the Dreamcast was obviously the upcoming PlayStation 2 and the DVD player. That was a huge downfall for it, but we won't get into that. Total history, this video is not about that. There's
people were watching the movie. They weren't playing the game. PlayStation 2 sparked the DVD market in Japan.
Here's a report Sega put out explaining the creation of a super game, strengthening the existing IPs they have. This led to some people believing that they was going to make just one AAA game, and then other reports show multiple games. And then here, if you see on the side, it says realize the investment in gaming, which could just mean games for other consoles, but hopefully it means an actual new console, Dreamcast 2. It's up for speculation, but this shows there's at least a little bit of movement in something new, realizing investment in gaming area, which seems like a big change because they were already making games for other consoles. So it does seem like something is in the works. It could just be, like they said, a super game or multiple AAA titles. And here's more of the article. It shows the other consoles they released. The Dreamcast being the last console other than like minis. Then here is showing different franchises. Here's another article Sega released saying they want to surpass Mario in gaming and movies, which could be just for all the multiple consoles, but hopefully for a Dreamcast 2, it'd be a launch title. Sonic Adventure 3 would be great. Hopefully it's an actual console, not a Dreamcast Mini. When people say, well, there's no chance Sega will release their console, here's the Atari VCS, the Atari 2600 Plus. If Atari can release another console, I don't see why Sega couldn't. Here's more little tidbits from Hyperkin. I don't know if they're just trolling, just getting attention, or if it's actually serious, but they're talking about the Dreamcast 2. And if this does ever become a possibility, what games could they release? Obviously, Jet Grind Radio, a sequel, Shinobi, Altered Beast, Phantasy Star. There's a lot of IPs that Sega's just not used much lately. Obviously, there's been 2 Sonic Adventures. Everyone's waiting on the third one. And then also there's Crazy Taxi. Plenty of games that they don't use. Toe Jam and Earl, Panzer Dragoon. A couple of them, they went back to the original owners, but I'm sure they could license them still if they needed to. Even if they're technically not owned by Sega, everyone still puts them with Sega. And obviously there's lots of other franchises that's been dormant for years, from Konami, Capcom, other companies. Hopefully they would work with them. I'd love to see, for one, like a open world Bayou Billy, but that's getting way off topic. And just let me know if you think this is a possibility. I honestly think that it's a good chance that there could be something in the works. Just, obviously they're not going to tell everything. There is some movement with the $800 million super game, and then the different little clues they've leaked out. Like I said at the time, it was just speculation, but hopefully something does come on this front. Just let me know if you think it's a possibility.
Watch this. I've got a plan. Yes. I can beat this thing. Thanks. Why?
Think out loud in my period.
It's thinking.